Bobby and Ginger again, and today we're going to be demonstrating some of the Pampered Chef tools as we cook one of the recipes from our Season's Best cookbook. You will receive one of these when you choose to host a Pampered Chef show. This one's actually the featured recipe, and it is the chili lime pork with charred corn salad. So what I like to do anytime I'm cooking anything is I like to prep everything ahead of time before I actually get to the cooking process. And so we're going to do this in real time so you can see how easy a lot of these products are. First, we're going to start by putting our chili lime rub on our pork chops, and you want to spread this on liberally to get it covered on both sides. And make sure you get both sides, and of course since we're touching pork, you're going to want to wash your hands afterwards so that you don't cross-contaminate with the food. Alright, so we've got a lot of our other ingredients out here. What we're going to start with is we're going to start with the corn. So we have corn on the cob that's sitting here. We've already washed it and gotten it ready, and we're going to use the kernel cutter that is available in your catalog. And it's very simple to use. You stand your corn up on top of it, and if you happen to have a bud cake pan, it works really well to hold a kernel, an ear of corn as you do this, because then the kernels just fall down into it. But we don't have one, so we're just going to use a regular plate. But it's very easy. You just start at the top and you work your way down and turn it as it slices off. And we're going to just remove all the corn. Okay. The next thing we're going to prep is the onion. What I like to do is I use my chef's knife and I cut both ends, trying to keep my fingers out of the way. And then I will slice it in half to get all the paper off. So we'll pull that off and start in. I can get it off my fingers. So we're going to use the manual food processor to dice this up. And the way I usually do this is I will rough chop the onion into some smaller pieces. And I usually only use about half an onion at a time because it makes it easier for the manual food processor to work. Because if you put too much in there, it binds it up and then you won't be able to chop it. And of course, the more you chop with this, the finer the onions get. Using our chef's knife. And then we're going to slice it in half. And then we can come back. Now this cutting board that I'm using actually has inch measurements on it. So you can actually set it to where you can cut pretty much a 1/4 inch slice every time. If you follow the guides. That way you get nice even cuts, and the more even cuts you have for something like this, the more uniform it will all cook. So we'll slide that over. As you can see, I'm not like the chefs you see on TV that can chop through stuff relatively quickly. We're going to skip that spot. That's a bad spot on there. So now we have our zucchini cut up. We're going to place them in the oil and let them get good and seared. We're going to leave them there for about 4 minutes per side to let them get good and seared. Now, one of the things this recipe calls for is garlic. I do not have any whole garlic, but if you use whole garlic, you could use our garlic press. I just had it. You can use the Pampered Chef's garlic press. Once you break the garlic off, you don't even have to take the papers off. You just simply place the garlic in here, squeeze it down, and it'll mince the garlic for you. It actually has a tool built onto the handle so that you can scrape off the excess garlic, and when you're done, you can press it in. Okay, so we've already flipped our pork chops and they've been cooking And they're pretty much done. And as you can see, they've got a nice sear, nice color on them. So they're going to taste really good. So we're going to place them back on this plate here and let them sit and rest. And then we're going to go back and we're going to add our corn to the bottom of the skillet. And when you're working with a cast iron skillet, one of the things you got to be careful about is that the handle will get hot. So we're going to spread that out a little bit and let that sit there and sear just a few minutes. So that way the corn gets a little bit of color on it as well and also cooks through. Alright, now that we've got our corn getting a little bit of color on it, we want to add in our onions and our red bell pepper that we've already previously sliced up. And we're just going to stir them in, and you want to cook them until they start to get soft. Alright, now that we've softened our peppers and onions, we're going to add our zucchini moves in. And then we're also going to add some garlic. And as I said, I used the minced garlic, so usually about a teaspoon equals out to about half a clove of garlic. So I usually put just one big heaping spoon and pull it just a little bit more to add the fragrance that you want to get from this. And then we're going to stir all this together. We want to let this cook until the zucchini starts to get soft, and also so that the garlic adds some fragrance to the dish. Yeah, I've got my official taste tester hanging out here in the kitchen with us. So we're going to remove this from heat. We are going to stir in our tomatoes. We cut into half moves. And we're also going to add our cilantro that we rough cutted with our handy scraper. We're going to stir all of this together. And this will let our cilantro wilt a little bit, and of course it'll warm up the tomatoes as well to help get some of the juices out. We will add back in our pork chops. And this is now our finished dish of our chili lime pork with charred corn salad. So we're going to sit down and eat it. And hopefully you all will try some of these recipes out and some of the products that you see me demonstrate in this demo. And you'll have just as much fun in the kitchen as we do. And we hope you enjoy it.